Hello, everybody. So, this has been a really exciting week in the world of open source AI and video generation, and in the world of ComfyUI. So, this week we had the release of Wan2.1, which is a state of the art video generation model from Alibaba, and it is open source. You can run it within ComfyUI, and I've been playing around with it, and it's so much fun that I haven't really got any work done this week. And you can see an example here. This is a prompt that I took from Wan's own website. And in this video, I want to walk you through how to set it up and run it. I'm running it here on InstaSD, which allows me to run it on a powerful H100 because, guys, these things actually take quite a bit of time to generate. Even a 4-second video, you can see that it's taking about 800 seconds in this case. For some of these, I've reduced the resolution so it takes about 100 seconds, but you want to have a really powerful GPU, and InstaSD helps you with that. But regardless, I'll walk you through how to set it up both in InstaSD and outside of it. So if you want to run it locally, if you're part of the privileged few that has access to a powerful enough GPU, then you can do that as well. And yeah, let's get started. So the most important thing to make sure of, I'll just walk you through this while this video is generating, is you want to update your ComfyUI to the latest version because the support for WAN was added to ComfyUI in version 0.3.18. So you want to go ahead and do that. And once you've done that, you need to make sure that you have some key nodes installed. And really the important one here is the ComfyUI Video Helper Suite. So if you don't have that, make sure you install it. And everything else is kind of standard and not particularly essential for running WAN video generation. So I'll link the particular workflow in the description. But the thing that I want to draw your attention to, the WAN models, there's actually 4 different models that you can choose from. So here I am on the WAN video repository on GitHub. And you can see that there are 4 different models, and they are linked to on Hugging Face. And so there's a text to video model that's a 14 billion parameter. And that one can do both 480p and 720p. There is a text to video that is a 1.3 billion parameter, and it only supports 480p. And similarly for image to video, there's 2 models that support 720p and 480p. Now, in my experimentation, just talking about the text to video at the moment, the 1.3 billion parameter, I really can't imagine when people might want to use this because the quality from what I saw was really not good. If you've had a different experience, I would love to hear about it. So please comment and tell me maybe I did something wrong. But the 1.3 billion parameter, yeah, I don't think it's something that I will be using, particularly since for text to video, the 14 billion parameter supports both resolutions. And I found that it's a little bit helpful sometimes when you're experimenting. You just want speed. You want to be able to experiment and get a lot of iterations and tweak your prompts and adjust any parameters you want to adjust. So it's actually in that case quite helpful to work with a lower resolution so you can get outputs faster. And I was hoping that using the 1.3 billion parameter model would help with the same thing, but that just turned out not to really be the case because the output was so low quality that I end up not really wanting to use it. And also when you switch the models, it's not like the seeds are going to be the same. So if you find something or a seed or a configuration that you really like and then you switch models, you might still not have exactly what you're looking for. So to get started with these workflows, I'll show you the easiest way to do it is you're going to go to instasd.com. You're going to click on workflows, and At the moment, these are the latest workflows that have been added, so they're going to be right on top of the list, but you can also just search for them. So there are workflows for each one of these models. So there's a text to video with the 1.3 billion parameter. There's one with the 14 billion parameter that can do up to 720p. And then similarly for image to video 480 and image to video 720. You can go and you can click into any one of these, or you can just click this launch workflow button, and you can essentially launch it right from there. And if you click into any one of them, you'll come to a page like this, and you can just launch them on some really powerful GPUs and go from there. But if you want to run it locally, like I said, I will link all of the workflows in the description. You can download the workflows, and then you're also going to need a few models. Now, even if you want to run it locally, it's still helpful to come to instantly.com. So for example, if you want to run the text to video, I'll open this one. And when you scroll down, you'll see this section with the models. We have the source here where we can download the model, or you can just copy its URL. And these are all the original Hugging Face repositories for the original models. And the actual destination where this file needs to get downloaded to. So in this case, you're going to need, for this text to video workflow, you're going to need 3 files. You're going to need the VAE, and you're going to need the text encoder, and then you're going to need the actual diffusion model. And all 3 of these you can get from here. And like I said, the workflow I will link in the description. Now, once you've got the installation done and you have all the nodes installed and the models downloaded to the right places, this is basically it, and you're ready to start prompting and getting a video out. Now, a couple of things that I found helpful about this is, one, while I'm experimenting, I like to keep the resolution low. I'm always using the 14 billion parameter model because, like I said, I found that the 1.3 billion parameter, the quality is not really great. It is quite fast, but you might want to play around with it and see what you think. If you find something that is a trick to getting the quality higher, I would love to hear about it. So please drop a comment. I found that I'm going to stick with the 14 billion parameter. Keep the steps at around 20. Seems to be the minimum to get some decent results. And 30, I feel like overdoes it a little bit. And the other value to pay attention to is this length figure here. So this will determine the duration of the video that you generate, and this is essentially the number of frames that you're going to generate. So the length will depend on the number of frames you're generating and the frame rate that you have set here. So in this case, I have a frame rate of 16 and a length of 161. That means the output video is about 10 seconds. As you can see here, it's going to be about 10 seconds. And that's another benefit of running these models on a powerful cloud GPU, because what's amazing about Wan, it can keep generating video for as long as you want it to. The main constraint here is going to be the system resources that you have. So the amount of memory that your GPU has is going to be the main bottleneck. And so, yeah, it's nice to run it on a powerful GPU and be able to generate long clips. It'll probably also help with when you need to edit them later and you need to edit out the parts that you don't want. It'll be nice to have more to choose from. The other thing that I found is that the prompts that you use, the more you use language and terminology that a videographer might use, the better your prompts might get. So I'm going to run an experiment here live as I'm recording this. I'm trying to create this kind of a cinematic shot of a goalkeeper on the field, and with this kind of look of exhaustion but determination. And this is the prompt that I wrote initially, and you can see, I'll show you the kinds of results that I'm getting from it. This is one example. So it has all the elements, but it's not a great video. So I'm going to see if I can improve the prompt. And one of the ways that I'm trying this as I'm experimenting with video generation is I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to ask it to improve the prompt by being a little bit more specific as a videographer might be, because since I'm not a videographer. So this is the prompt that ChatGPT wrote. It includes elements of, let's say, camera movement, lighting and atmosphere, depth of field, pacing and motion, and it's kind of hitting all those notes. So I'm going to see how that one turns out. And look at that. You can see the quality with the prompt that ChatGPT made for us. It's much higher, right? This is what it was before. And this is what it was with additional detail added. I think this is fantastic. And now that I have this result, what I can do is I can fix the seed. I've got a good prompt. I can fix the seed, and I can increase the resolution to 720. And I can generate this again with much higher quality. But I'm not going to do that here because, like I said, even on an H100, these videos take quite a long time to generate. So let's move on to image to video. So again, from the workflows list on InstaSD, we can come to the Wan2.1 image to video workflow. And here I have all the models that I need to download, and then the locations that I need to download them to, and then the source where I can download them from. And workflow will be in the video description. And just like any time when we switch from a text-based workflow to an image-based workflow, the main thing that changes is down here we're replacing our latent empty latent node with this WAN image to video node, and we load the image that we want. We have to feed it into this clip vision and get the clip vision output. And you can see the way that I've connected the nodes here. So the image goes into the image to video node as well. You have the clip vision output, the VAE, and I thought this was a little bit odd that the positive and negative prompts also feed into this image to video node, but I haven't quite looked into why that is. And as the output of this node, we have the positive and negative prompts and also a latent image that we can feed into our sampler. And so here you can see I have a photo of a 17th century Dutch naval ship, and I'm trying to turn this into a bit of a naval battle. I'll show you, this was the previous attempt. It was okay, but I didn't quite like the results, so I'm just generating another one here, and let's see how it goes. So there we go. That's done generating, and this is pretty amazing that we can just generate these incredible videos so easily. But obviously the result at the moment with this one is not great, and it'll take a bit more prompting to play around, but it's fun. Now, the one thing that I wanted to additionally draw your attention to is that the main difference between the image to video and the text to video is that unlike the text to video, where the 14 billion parameter model can do 480p and 720p, with the image to video, you have two different models that are both 14 billion parameters, and you have one for the lower resolution and one for the bigger resolution. In my experimentation, if you mix up the resolution and the model that you're using, it'll still produce something. It'll have a lot of noise and artifacts, and probably not what you want. Typically, you want to make sure that the 480p model is used when you are generating smaller video, and the 720p for when you're generating a larger video. And that's it for today, guys. There is one other workflow that we have up on InstaSD, which is the text to video model with upscaling, and frame interpolation. I'm not going to talk about that today. Maybe we'll cover it in an upcoming video. But like everything else, you can go to InstaSD and you can launch it. And if you want, you can just download the workflow from there. But yeah, I hope you enjoy generating videos with Wan 2.1.